Okay, I will now take the sediment for this meeting of the Clyde Valley Learning Development Joint Committee held on the 24th of November 2025. Councillor Andrew Anderson is present. Councillor Anne McTaggart is present. Councillor Francesca Brennan is present. We have apologies from Councillor Michael McBride and Councillor Gavin Keat is present. Thank you, and I will now pass you back to the convener for today's business.
Thank you very much, Stuart. The first item on the agenda is declaration of interest. Do we have any declaration of interest? None. Perfect. Thank you very much. Agenda item number 2 is the minutes of the previous meeting. They can be found on pages 3 to 6. Can I ask the members to approve them as a correct record? I've got some facial expressions indicating that that's fine, so thank you very much. Agenda item number 3, we're coming to Graham for the revenue budget monitoring 25-26.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon, everyone. Item 3 is on page 7, and it's the revenue monitoring report for the Clyde Valley Learning Development Joint Committee, and it covers the period to the 3rd of October. Section 3 gives the background, and as we've previously advised, the total member contributions amount to 71,000 from the 14 councils, and the funds expenditure budget, which is made up of our management fee of 59,000, the project work 10,000, and also the external audit fee of 2,000. In addition to that, there is an estimate of training expenditure of 25,000, and the recharge of this to councils has also been added to the budget. So that gives us a total budgeted expenditure and income for the year of 96,000. And at section 5, we're detailing the financial position as at the 3rd of October, which is also shown in Appendix A on page 9. And expenditure of 79,000 has been incurred, and all the member contributions of 71,000 have been received. That's resulting in a net expenditure position of 8,000, and that relates to the training invoices, which haven't yet been recharged out to members. And as in prior years, members will be recharged for their share of training costs at the end of the financial year. So if I can refer the committee back to Section 2 and ask that the 25-26 member contributions and resulting income and expenditure budgets for the year be noted, and also that the break-even position on the revenue budget as detailed in Appendix A of the report also be noted. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much for that, Graham. Do we have any comments or questions? None. Thank you very much. Can I ask the committee to agree to note the report? Perfect. Thank you. Agenda item number 4 is the 24-25 annual audit report. And I'm coming to Pauline, I believe, for that.
Yes, thanks, convener.
Thank you.
So if I can first take you to our covering letter, which is page 11 of your pack, with our proposed audit opinion and letter of representation. So the cover letter notes we plan on issuing an unmodified audit opinion, and that is that the accounts are true and fair and there are no matters to report by exception. Details of our full independent auditor's report is included at Appendix A. At Appendix B, we'll include a draft letter of representation, and that's where we seek written assurances from the Treasurer on certain aspects of the accounts. The Treasurer will sign this prior to the independent auditor report being certified. Now, if I can move you on to the annual audit report, which is on page 21 of your pack. You'll note that this is in draft until the annual accounts are certified, and then we'll issue the final report, which will conclude our audit. Our report summarises the audit work performed in the financial year 24-25. Our key messages, which reflect positively on the Joint Committee, are found on page 23 of your pack, and these give an overview of our findings. We report on page 28 that there were no significant findings to report. Details of 2 adjustments are reported, and you'll find those in Exhibit 2 on page 29 and paragraph 27 just over the page. If I could also draw your attention to Exhibit 3 on page 30 of your pack. This is where we presented actually at the last Joint Committee our audit plan, and that's where we reported one audit risk. So this sets out that following conclusion of our audit work, no issues were identified. So finally, if I could just say thank you to management for all the help and support on the audit, that would be great. And a special thanks to Blair, of course. And I'll pass back to yourself, convener, and I'm happy to take any questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Pauline. Do we have any questions or comments? None. Looks like you're off the hook, Pauline. On that note, can I ask the committee to agree to note the report? Thank you very much. Agenda item number 5 is the audited annual accounts, and I think I'm coming back to Graham for the report.
Yep, thank you, convener.
Thank you.
Item 5 is on page 37, and this is our audited annual accounts for 24-25. Again, some background at section 3, that members are required to approve the audited annual accounts for signature, considering the previous item in the agenda that Pauline's taken us through in relation to the annual audit report. Appendix 1 from page 40 provides a copy of the accounts for members' consideration, and at section 4 we're noting that there were no significant changes to the financial position reported back in June 2025, with only some minor presentation changes noted in the balance sheet that Pauline's mentioned previously. And the audit is now complete, and the full audit report has been provided to members previously at the meeting. At section 6, again, we're just given an overview of the accounts, just to remind them that the total revenue expenditure amounted to 84,000 and was met by income of 99,000, which resulted in a 15,000 surplus for the year. And we're also noting as well there, in terms of the minor presentational change since the unaudited accounts were reported in June, and that reflected a late VAT entry which was subsequently removed from the balance sheet, which was 3,000. So that decreased both our assets and liabilities, but had no effect on the general fund balance. So after taking account of the accruals and commitments, that leaves us a revenue cash balance of 64,000 to be carried forward for use in future years. Again, if I can refer our committee back to section 2 and ask that it be noted that the annual accounts for 24-25 received a clean audit certificate, and also that the audited annual accounts for 24-25 attached as appendix 1 be approved for signature. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Graham, and thanks again for standing in today quite late notice. That's very much appreciated. Do we have any questions or comments for Graham? Councillor Anderson.
Apologies, Graham. So just one very quick question. It talks about obviously the changes with staff, and your confidence though in the so recruitment's not an issue, and like with the changes to the team and for continuity, you're quite happy with that?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, fine.
No,
Thank you.
don't think there's anything else. Get anyone to add to that, but no, okay with that.
Thank you very much, Councillor Anderson. If there are no further comments or questions, can I ask the committee to agree to approve the report? Thank you very much. Agenda item number 6 is items of urgent business and have been intimated. And with that, our meeting will come to a brief close. Stuart, can I ask you to close the recording? Thank you very much for your attendance, everyone.
Thanks, convener.